Everyone take time. Say the program for us as you join us. Share the program. Woo. Yes. This is Legal Matters. The name is David Darko, Justice and Law Solicitors. If you are just tuning in, share the program for us. Today's topic, we say, commencement of the backlash begins. Commencement of the backlash begins. What do we mean by that? What do we say to that? We also say Japa or no Japa, Nigeria no go carry last. What do we mean by that when we say that? So today we are going to be looking at the rules change for international students and their dependents, which the UK government believe will reduce migration. Not only that, we will also be looking at your rights when you are entering the country, especially the tier 2. The backlash has begun. Only yesterday, a lot of people got removed or deported from the United Kingdom on their way to the UK. Within 24 hours, they were put back on the plane, back to their home countries. About time that we take things serious. About time that we understand how process works. It's not just about getting the visa, but it's also about entering the country. Getting the visa is only one part of the job. Getting it into the country is also another. We must not think that as soon as you get the visa, automatically you have entered the country. That is the beginning of your journey. And then you'll be looking at how to avoid getting detained at the airport. Sometimes people think you don't need a lawyer. And today I'm going to share an experience with you. It only happened yesterday to me, which was very, very unfortunate incident. But for me, when something happens, you ask yourself, what lessons can we learn from this experience? What lessons can we learn from this experience? I remember having a chat with someone this week, and the person said that N9JA depa. Na me hwe ni din, and the person said ade na N9JA depa. The person laughed, and she couldn't explain why intia N9JA depa. I sat down quietly and I checked it out. And I said, in fact, N9JA depa. I said, why? Then I begin to narrate the entire N9JA depa. Now, oh yeah, surprised. And I believe, so by the time I finished the conversation with her, she was convinced. I said, N9JA depa. Nini na be depende N9JA kura woye any de wo kan fa ho. Na nini na ebe baso N9JA enya de bone kura N9JA. Say N9JA na se wonyina so a is good. Say N9JA na say it cannot be backed up and no bad. Typical example, if I say to you, I'm going to France, I'm going to see the Eiffel Tower. Hey, Eiffel Tower, need the Eiffel, me go from your partner from me, boy, and I say. So it can be perceived as a N9JA. But it is a fact. When you go there, you experience that. And therefore, no, it is a fact. And a positive N9JA. Yenhwe France, Eiffel Tower. Apart from Eiffel Tower, no, a day be a pa na what for France mu bi. Let's be realistic. And so omotini dwa wo manum saa e de awura ya dwenim. Enti from on kra bremu nyina no. What if France? What if Eiffel Tower? Opese woko na wo de wani kohwe. Woko na de wani kohwe a create employment to people in France. It brings in tourist revenue. Enti ade na Ghana for the oni enti bi mfa ye ndwa enum. So because woko your friend is saying begro now be who caves and mountains are. Or because N9JA. But a fact, it is there. And it is a just N9JA no. And bringing in tourist attraction. Because Ghana, you have so many places that we ourselves, we don't even know. Because we don't brag about it. Because we don't talk about it. It is a N9JA se bringing bibia befie dia. You say they all pay idea akokotoko no. Ye ni na bro. Nempering for se kontoa anepe ana amoma eso niko. Eti Ghana for ye ndwa enum bi na ye attract tourist attraction na omoma ye kurom wati. Enti so tiso bi ka se sikadwa kofi ofia ana se sikadwa wo ho no ma we ye Ghanaian and be proud of it. Because enipa no ever Ghana omesi Ashanti regional omesi Accra tax revenue for the whole country. Everyone benefits from it. And some of Accra now was for taxi drivers so in Jumai. And some the Sika what tia no person was for car from Accra Kumasi, I create another job. Or Kumasi so ye dear best spend the money. Nani na ye promote a country, we are projecting our country in a positive way. And here na yen try na yen changing our mindset. Now I will give so many examples. One Jamaican lady, she went to Ghana. And I want you video. Because baby I call ye name somehow a name fair for whom ya o yiban. I said, wow, Tiwin now Ghana. And Ghana way, ye gay no what in ye did. Nanko for Subra ye crew. Nanko for by your crew, ne creative jobs. I'm Rob and I so let you. Enti emo ye homode ni esi ndwambi na ndwa enye ni nyina na ye bone ndwambi wo ho a eye pa enti ene me say Naija Japa or no Japa Nigeria no go carry last. So today I'm going to explain all this and the advice and your rights that you must know. So just in case you are starting the process from the beginning, you do it right until the person has actually come into the country and go through the whole process. So I'm going to share the program because a lot of people are waiting for me to share. So let's just play this tune again, and then when we come back, we will start the program. Kofi P, Akwesi P. The song is beautiful. Ose come to one pe, anahoma ese nikomu. Yedi afuto ni ebetu. Se wa wo pe, na wa mpe o kamani. Na o mane be show kon de ya. O kamani be tia de beti ya. Oh, share the program for us. Japa or no Japa, Nigeria no go will carry last. That is the topic today.
You should know by now, you are nothing without your belief system. Your power lies in your belief, not in your size, not in money, but in stone.
Share the program for us.
Everyone makes mistakes. It's how you respond to corrections that shows the level of your character. So believe in yourself. Believe in your dream. Believe in what you can achieve. Believe in the power of what you can do. Because what makes you is what you are inside. Your ideas, your belief system. There's nothing outside that. If you have a negative thought, you come out becoming a negative person. But if you have a positive mind, you always be positive. Some people are so bitter because their belief system.
Be positive. All right, let's start the program. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today, I think it's very, very important that we share the program as much as we can. because I have already seen the backlash. And I always say this: mistakes are inevitable. But when you learn from those mistakes, for me, that is what is important. Experience, as they say, is the best teacher. If you make a mistake and you continue to make the same mistakes, it's either deliberate or maybe it's a matter of stupidity or a matter of I don't care. Because we all strive to achieve perfection. But there is nothing called perfection. However, you cannot beat a man for trying. As you can see from the screen, the topic today, I have named it the commencement of the backlash. N9JA no go carry last. Japa or no Japa. What am I talking about? Some people may be confused. Some people may know exactly what I am saying. But what I will say is Japa is a new Nigerian term that is used to describe escaping from harsh realities on the streets of Abuja, Lagos, and other parts of Nigeria. So they came up with the term Japa, which was within the Nigerian community, and later on it spread to the Ghanaian community as well. So this was a term that was being used to describe being able to escape from poverty to a better life. This week there was a publication of a young Nigerian, and I believe that a lot of people have seen the videos in the social media and also on BBC, where this young guy, a YouTuber, was interviewed by the BBC. Allegedly, so people claim that he was promised of about £10,000 for the interview. And according to people on social media, after the interview, the money hasn't even been paid fully. It is interesting to note that in that video, in that interview, he came up with some observations, whether those observations are factual or it was just an exaggeration, trying to impress his paymasters, or it was just a mistake, or it was true. I don't know. He might have had different experience from me and maybe from others. In short, what I get from the interview and the claims that he made was that the student route visa is a means by Nigerians to get to the United Kingdom, and that the education or coming for the degree course or the master's course is not the driving force, it's not the main motivation for Nigerians to travel to the United Kingdom. I am not here to condone or to condemn anyone. This may be his genuine observation, but it's also very, very important that we need to look at evidence, data to back it up. Is that true that people only come here as a means to better their lives or to come into the education system? Coincidentally, after that publication, after that interview, when it was broadcasted, the government announcement also came up about rule changes for international students and dependents. The aim is to reduce migration And within the social media, people are basically going mad. When I say going mad, I mean going mad. And yeah, Aquano ye interview in only God knows. He has come back to say this portray, and yes, the objective of the interview was not achieved. And indirectly, he's trying to say, the BBC did not intend to misrepresent him. So it's very, very difficult because clip we only saw a very, very short clip. And within the context of making those statements, I don't know, nobody knows. We can only say or see what is being broadcast. And by what we see, it's very damaging. I need no doubt. Because it looks like everyone is being put in a box. That if you come from Niger to the United Kingdom to study, your aim is to come and stay here. Which may apply to some people, but it may not apply to everyone. This is where I think the error is. Because at the end of the day, generalization is a very, very bad thing. And for me, when I see people try to generalize, I correct them straight away. I don't shy away from it. Typical example is when I started the program, what I said, Semino be kasa this week or so be gana num blah 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 blah. And I said, Janya de boni. Gawo gana num say yan e kra na eboni o. Gawo gana num say yampa. So we shall ya dako. Na sem simi wo train. Na sem wo train ampa. Me hu enumgwe what's hard you know. Yes, I have the train. Eti mo train na sem simi wo train na enumgwe na say I don't get it. And no say a jump na say positive and you embrace it. Because if we are say everything is good and bad. Even the food that we eat, it can be good for you, it can be bad for you. Depending on your own circumstances. So for example, if you suffer from certain illness, they will tell you not to eat certain food. It does not mean that food is not good. It is not good for you. That doesn't mean that it's not good for I. So it's very, very important that we have a bit of understanding about life and the world that we live in and the way we portray people and things. So I was able to speak to this individual and I tried to point my view. Why? Because tell me the Ashadum said and those watching me, since when did you hear about London Bridge falling down? And I can bet you started hearing it from the time that you were able to crawl. Is the London Bridge falling down? It is still there. It's called publication, representation. Once that gets into your head, as you are growing up, you always want to go to London Bridge and see how this bridge looks like. So you make money, you pay a ticket, and you come to London. You're going to spend money. London will get revenue from that. So sometimes it's from childhood. Once you are able to get into people's head in their childhood, you are able to control what they do and what they say. So because bragging sometimes is good. So let's not see it from negative angle as well. So this brother here, Niger, no go carry last. He granted the interview. After the interview was published, the government also made this announcement about rule changes and people are fuming. Now, from January 2024, what are going to be the changes? What is going to be the changes? So I'm going to take my time and we will go through one by one so that we know what is coming. So that if you intend to do something, you do it now before January. That is the reason why I'm encouraging everyone, wherever you are, Share the program to your groups, to your church groups, any group that you know of. Because sometimes things that affect us, we don't talk to people about. So your brother may not know your problems. By sharing this program today, you will be solving someone's problem. So let's do it, and let's do it now. It's very, very important. I say let's do it, and let's do it now, because you'll be saving someone. The rule changes for international students and dependents. The aim is to reduce net migration. Now, as soon as you talk about international student, the narrative out there is that Nigerians are abusing it, which is very bad. That is far from the truth. As soon as you talk about international students, people think Nigeria have the highest number of international students coming to the United Kingdom. It is not true. The figures speak for themselves. And sometimes selecting certain individuals and bashing them with the bad stick is bad. According to the Home Office own statistics, when it comes to international students, many of them come from China and India. In fact, Nigeria is the third country. But yet, Nigeria is being singled out by some sections of the media, pointing fingers and pointing hands as our brothers and sisters from Niger. And therefore, you have to be very, very careful. Sometimes you have to take control of the narratives, the truth, the facts. We need to bring it up. Because now in the media, all that you hear is that, Nigerians, they are coming to their country, they are using the student route. And unfortunately, what would the media do? They looked around and they saw a vulnerable Nigerian YouTuber, spoke to him, granted an interview, and all of a sudden, after the interview, we have a small clip, which is about 6 seconds or maybe 6 minutes. It's very short, making damaging comments that students from Nigeria, they use the school as a means to enter the United Kingdom legally with the view to better their lives and themselves. And this may create the impression that when they are coming to school, that is not their objective. Well, it may well be that this may apply to some people, but it will be wrong for you and I and anyone else to come to the same conclusion, because there are a majority of them too who may come to the United Kingdom, finish their course, and go back home. Because something that I will say to everyone, if you are listening, I come from the bush, Ashanti region. I want them to be free, me too. But one thing that I will say to you is this: there is money in the bush. If there is no money in the bush, the white man will not bring his cannon to the bush. But when the white man did so, in order to capitalize and maybe manipulate back in the days, the bush proved to be stronger than the cannon. Don't forget that. So some people come in here, people say better life. What is better life? Life is how you make it. And something is better if you are able to afford and acquire. And there are so many people who are doing sometimes even better than people living in the diaspora. There are so many people back home who are growing and growing even older, having quality and better life than people living in diaspora. So the whole idea that people are coming for a better life is just a fiction. because you can have better life anywhere. So the whole idea that people are coming over purposely to stay here is not true, because some people also go back. So we need to understand this. All the same, there has been a rule change, and the change are as follows. 1, the UK government is going to remove the right for international students to bring their dependents unless they are on a postgraduate courses currently designed as research programs. So if you are doing just ordinary degree, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, and so on and so forth, you will not be able to bring your dependent from January. So if you're a student and you intend to bring your wife, your husband, your dependent, you have this gap between now and December. Get in touch with Justice and Law Solicitors and do the application. Number 2, removing the ability for international students to switch out of the student route into work routes before their studies have been completed. So that means if you are a student and you are thinking of switching into tier 2, healthcare, support worker, a nurse, and so on and so forth, you have a window between May and December to do this. Because from January 2024, you will not be able to do it. Thirdly, they are also going to review the maintenance requirement for students and dependents. When we say we are going to review it, now it's going to get more tougher and harder. Make no mistake, the amount that you are supposed to have in your accounts for yourself and your dependents is going to increase. There's no time like today. Procrastination is the thief of time. If you're going to do it now. 4, steps to clamp down on unscrupulous education agents who may be supporting inappropriate application to sell immigration, not education. So Home Office is going to clamp down on these dodgy people in the middle, those who are not regulated, being in the middle, telling people that I can get a student visa for you, and in some cases providing people with fake documentations to obtain a visa for them, and for these people to come into the country and for the Home Office to turn around to say that, sorry, your documents were fake and therefore your visa is going to be cancelled or curtailed. Cases have come before me. People have been indirectly being messed up because of all these unscrupulous agents. And people have reported these unscrupulous agents to the Home Office. And some are under investigation. They will be prosecuted, no doubt about that. So if you are an unscrupulous immigration agent, underground, galamsey job, illegal work, be careful. Because in order to provide immigration advice or service, you have to be regulated. Because it is a regulated activity. And if you don't do it, you're going to get yourself in a mess. So those people, pocket lawyers, stomach lawyers, long stay lawyers, be very, very careful. All that it takes is for someone to report you that you've taken money from them, you have done the application for them, and they were not happy with your service. The question that the Office of the Immigration Services Commission, the Law Society will ask is whether you have your PIN number, whether you are regulated, and whether you have the right to provide a regulated service. If you don't, you go prison. That one is a fact. Because regulated activities cannot be provided by those who are unregulated. So we need to pay attention to this. Very, very important. There are laws already in existence, and it has led to a lot of prosecutions. But since the Tier 2 started, but since the rules relation to skilled workers was relaxed a bit, as far as the Home Office is concerned, the abuse has become rampant. Anyone sit in a corner and the person say, yeah man, me can do it for you, you know. The person come to the Adak and the Adak will say, I'm going to charge you £2. An unregulated man will say, I'm going to charge you £1. You know, the sad thing is, people like cheap things. So they look at the Adak with £2 and unregulated man say £1. I say, me I'm not stupid. Why me go pay for £2 to get the same service? But what people don't realize is that the person is not regulated. The person pay no tax. Something goes wrong, that is it. You are screwed. But when you come to a regulated person, something goes wrong, you know who to report to. You have remedy. But unregulated person, you don't have no remedy. And at some point, I will give some examples. A case that has happened to someone only yesterday. And I will come to it. So we got to be very, very careful. When it is too good to be true, it probably is. So be careful, brothers and sisters. There are sharks out there. They see you, they see a commodity. And all of them people think is what I'm going to get from you. They don't care about you. They want your money. You are a money machine. And therefore, all that they want is your money. They're going to do anything, say anything, put in fake documents in your name. And then the sad thing is when I go wrong, people run to I&I. That the man of miracles, do something about it. And sometimes, you know, everyone has got their limit. Sometimes when a case is, you know, destroyed or, you know, is damaged beyond repairs, you can call for God. God will never come because it's mashed up beyond imagination. So all that I say to you is this. We also have to be responsible for decisions that we make. It's not every time that we are going to blame the middleman or the dodgy people in the middle. Them claim say they be immigration officials, officers, and that they've been doing it for so long they can help you. When you are looking for something cheap, be prepared that you are taking a risk and it can go wrong. When it goes wrong, there is no comeback. It's finish. We need to understand that. When you take a risk and it does not pay off, accept some of the responsibility. Because everywhere that you go, there is a price for everything. So now, Home Office are going to clamp down on these dodgy people in the middle. They will mess people life up. You know, they come across and, you know, as if they might know what they do. But be careful, my friends, my brothers, my sisters. Because they are not joking. They are after your money. They go eat your money. No doubt about that. They go chop your money. And if you don't care, then of course you engage them. But if you care, and you want someone who is regulated, responsible, then you go to someone like Justice and Law Solicitors to sort out your problems for you. Very important. The next one, Home Office are saying, it will improve and more targeted enforcement activity. So these are going to be the change that is coming up. And the speculation is that from January 2024, that is what is going to happen. So if you have a dependent, you have a wife, you are thinking of getting married to bring your wife, you know, because you have been dating for so long, and your intention is to do it next year and bring the person over because you are doing your degree, then you need to think twice. There is no time like today, because tomorrow will never come. If you have something to do, I say, do it, and do it now. Now, that's what I'm gonna say about the student route and the changes that are coming up from January 2024. The main change, if you are doing a course and it's not postgraduate, which is linked to a research, you can kiss goodbye to your wife, to your husband, to your dependent children from January 2024. If you are a student and you wish to swap or to switch from a student route to a skilled worker route, you must do so now. Don't wait until January, because it will be too late. It will be too late for you to come back. So if you're going to do it now. These are the two main changes that if you're a student, you ought to be aware. Now, let's look at the skilled worker visa. Don't touch the dial. I need to drink water. Mi penso biano ade apamanum na afi yato aso. Yeso bonyu me da sabo bie. Kwesi pi nyumi ayame de papa. Ose kontwa ne pe ana awoma eso ni komu. Enye obi na kuma ntwi bosi akọ ana ediniti eye de ekoje akireba. Enti ene pese you take it quick. This one quick. Na afi no. Yeba yato program this. Very important. Don't touch the dial. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We shall be back within the next 5 minutes. Okay. When we come back, we are going to be looking at the skilled worker visa and controversies surrounding this. Once again, a Sri Lankan man was interviewed, and the bomb that he dropped is scary. The bomb that he dropped is surprising. Don't go anywhere. If you want to hear more, stay tuned. We shall be back.
Mother, you crow me. Family sing me, I don't know you owe me. Family together, buzz away.
When they interviewed this man, surprise, surprise, the man said he was a rice farmer in Sri Lanka. And he was promised a job within the care industry. He sold everything that he had, and he paid £50,000 for someone to bring him to the United Kingdom with the promise of a job. The person on his way to the airport to catch the plane was met by the agent and a child. And he claims that the agent told him that from now, this is your child. So if you are asked any question, you need to tell them that the child is your child. And then you are bringing the child. He said that he was very, very upset. Very, very shocked about what had just happened. But he was so desperate to come to the United Kingdom. He did what? He just listened to what the agent was saying and just followed the agent's instructions. So what did he do? He came with the child. Right now, he doesn't even know where the child is. And that the job that he was promised, there is no job. Now he cannot go back to his home country because he sold everything that he had. And now he has become stranded in a foreign country. So now, as I speak to you, there is a bone shaking going on for the tier 2 student and for the tier 2 workers and their partners and their children. If you want to know more, you want to hear more, stay tuned. We'll be back.
Every so woman is a mommy tea. Now that dreaming in a way. Now yeah, they was why. Yeah, they was why. Let free sitting over. I sitting over the crow. Aye. Yeah, they was why. Let free sitting over. I sitting over the crow. Ooh. Show me boy, become me the A. Show me boy, oh, so jojo you. Every so many so many tea. Now that you be in the way. I take cross into me, go waiting away. Oh, the free is never. I say never never grow. Aye.
That's right. I say contour and the pe. Ana awoma eso nikom. Na this part no be say me ni twi. Mr. Mom. Because be say nuanom etiase yi pa. Na aya na sometimes na asodin ana ekofa ehaw. Every nuanom bi mo. I do apologize, my Sierra Leonean friend. You are also watching. I said, David, I am in love with your program. But sometimes I get confused, especially when you change to the Ghanaian language. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the best that I can. And this part, do it in both Ghanaian language and maybe English, because it's very, very important to me that my Ghanaians understand this aspect and they understand it well. I can't take this phone call. I wish I could, but I can't. I'll call the person back. Okay. So basically, in short, because of some of the bad dealings or because of some of the things that has happened to some people, Home Office are also or have become aware of some of the treatment that people are being met. And therefore, for that reason, the UK Border Agency have decided also to take action. So now, a lot of or some care homes have been reported to the Home Office for dubious dealings. They are under investigation. So don't be surprised if some of these care homes are reported to the CQC, and eventually they are shut down. Don't be too surprised. If you are working for a care home and you yourself, you know that they are dodgy, don't just sit there for it to be too late. Jump ships before the ship sinks. That's what I can say to you. This is not a legal advice, this is a practical advice. I will say this again. If you are a care worker and you are on a sponsorship, and you yourself, you know that the organization that you are working for are dodgy, start looking for a genuine employer and obtain a new certificate of sponsorship and switch to have your peace of mind. If you have come in as a nurse, you can go and do your CBT as fast as you can and move up from a support worker or a carer to a nurse. You will get better money. Don't sit there and say, I am comfortable in my comfortable zone. A man without ambition is like diving into a bottomless pit. You must have an ambition. If you're a nurse and you come in as a support worker or a carer or healthcare care assistant, whatever the case may be, and you are a qualified nurse, why do you have to accept the lower position and stay there? Ask around. Investigate how you can move up to become a nurse and be in your profession. As soon as you're able to do that, you switch as fast as you can. And especially if you are working for a bad company and you know that they are bad, don't just sit there for something to happen before you jump ships. Sometimes people ring lawyer Darkon when it's a day or two before everything goes down. When you come late like that, there's nothing that I can do. Justice alone, we are very, very busy firm, 24/7. The phone don't stop ringing. So when you come last minute like that, in Azua, what can we do? We will not be able to do much for you. So please, you need to take precautions. You need to do your bit as well, so that you can protect your interest and yourself. So if you know that the company is a dodgy company, you need to advise yourself and move on. Don't wait for something to happen before, because a lot of them are now going to be strike off, period. And Home Office are very serious, determined. And some of these organizations are being investigated. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. They can run, but they can't hide. In the end, light must always be at the end of the tunnel. So that's what I will say. So because of that, Home Office have stepped up their powers under Schedule 7 of the Immigration Act of 1971. What are these powers? What is it that they can do when you are entering the country? As I speak to you, it happened right in front of me. On Thursday, don't want to go into too much details. Some of our brothers and sisters on a tier 2 worker visa coming in to work, and in some cases coming in with their spouses, and in some cases joining their spouses. A lot of them were detained. I don't want to be going into numbers, but I would say a lot of them were detained. On Thursday, within 24 hours, they are on the plane back. No messing about. The commencement of the backlash. Japa or no Japa, Nigeria no go carry last. Within 24 hours, they were put back on a plane to their home countries. So all that I say to you is this, and a lesson that I have also learned. It's sad, but it's been a great lesson for me as well. One case, someone was detained. The family members got in contact with justice and law solicitors for us to fight and get the individual out. So we decided to take on the case because I had the capacity at the time. So we took on the case. I ran the immigration. And when I called them, they asked who I was. I explained, I said who I was and the firm that I work with, and the fact that I have been contacted or engaged to deal with the case for A, B, or C. Listen carefully. They said, okay, fair enough. Thank you very much, Mr. Darko. We don't see you on our records acting for this chap. So for that reason, under data protection, we cannot engage with you. Technically, the person is not wrong. The person is right. Because if I am not on record as the acting solicitor under data protection, they are under obligation to secure data of all those who come into their attention. So for that reason, I understood. So I asked, how do I get my letter of consent or letter of authority across to the client so that the client can then give consent for you to deal with me? Hold and behold, they gave me an email address. I prepared the letter of authority and I sent it back. When I sent it back, I called the client, explained to the client what is happening, told the client to go to the immigration officers. He should ring their bell, get their attention, and tell them that your lawyer have sent letter of consent, letter of authority. I need to sign it for you to send it back to him. Within 24 hours, this letter of consent was never given to the client. As much as I could speak to the client, I wasn't able to do much because of the fact that I wasn't on record. The lawyer, the so-called lawyer who was on record, when he was called, no show, no answer. So this is all that I say to you, that it is very, very important. It's very, very, very important that you do what? When you are instructing, you get someone who is regulated. Someone who will be there when something goes wrong to be able to help you and support you is very, very, very important. So all that I say to you is this. When you don't go through the right channels, and when it gets to a crucial stage like this, and you engage a lawyer, it might be too late. We need to understand this. Because a mrepino, I am a party for the door. Obia onye lawyer, okacho so bejo £1, we say airful. But when say any panel is not regulated, when say any panel any officially recognized qualification, when who say assemble any panel forward na said you could see no kontoa ana epe ana ohoma eso de kom. O the corners also see a clever idea. Now when it goes wrong, you cannot avoid this obetry and you pay more than that. Free because I will only do the best that I can under those circumstances. And to shortcut, any time yes, you can be a PC save one way. How I did the any sika best spending no. Sanka what the far or coming me from the beginning I can save you more money. And your best remo, yentie ni careful. Fofia Antoata, your GKC, your Hubia. They will not engage with us with that letter of authority because you are not on record. Another person is on record. Any part of fact, they say when you him so friend on fact. He doesn't want to know. If you can say for say they will not engage with me because I am not on record. They don't know me. And under Data Protection Act, there's nothing that they can do, which is right. They have legitimate right to say that. As I speak to you, the person is in Ghana. Adentina na I was say ebasa. Because beginning now, a nipano and for the right channel. One pair or come any assemble between about for the fight about. Me lawyer Darko, as I speak to you, sometimes you show phone call to me, but me can show this so because I am the client and therefore it's my priority. I have to go stop everything and basically, do the person's stuff for him. Because at the end of the day, anybody pay me wages. And it's a Obama say, if you will shine baby a besin and a waka, and ye give me a BSMJ, especially Oma Omutio Musika. People don't understand because Senipaneba Naso Bedini Unia, you owe the person absolute duty. Nemo Nipaneba no Bersen and Yatis Kitano and so won't chia or baby a free pepe. Ano Babeya. Sometimes any panel, oh friend, you can check out with you. Because at the end of the day, the way you won't try. Now they be must have an somebody free. Very important. Who can you cry now? Because a lawyer will pay school. Yes, we are not within Piscapa. I will not dispute that. I love money. I like money because it makes the world go round. And when we take the money too, we do the best to make sure that you achieve your objective. So it's very, very important that people have to know their rights because a kwemwayeto se say tier 2 for no ye de aniasim so enti mu hwe yi. So when you are coming bia wodi anima ene be ready. Memetie my clients almost a come visa no mobile. They call me lawyer, a children and me too. Never be drew and no part time say. And therefore, me twa me alert. Se me bisia any intent to man marry at it. Odu case akoma enkwanche lawyer bi, stomach lawyer bi, long stay lawyer bi. Assemble our friend now de nyantobo ase. Nyantobo ase. After you take it many pan said new coffee 24 hours. Now be now we fellow yadaku. A bunny son also so I made the back some account details in if it's cacotin. I will do the best that I can. And a bunny son I want share ye because I got to seek a go. Because the lawyer Najim seek a wine she. And ye ampa as I made you seek a wine she. Wine she in the sense say circumstances in this situation what we create here, it made it impossible for honor so baby. Ebi na tu obi amede kan se we. Se wa wo lawyer, ye friend say galamsey lawyer. Asem ni ba ya ye chi wo airport o friend na, o friend no so what friend back. Afo friend bi ma wo fa. 24 hours to deportation, no be friend lawyer da kon. Ti sa 24 hours dey pa no, e dey pa na metimi aye. The time is too short. And in this case, unfortunately, I try to battle it with the immigration, but they are also right. They don't need to speak to me because I am not on record. Se NTA ana ema owam etuko. Na opade efo bebrebe so a sometimes no. Wan hwe yi a obeto de ne bo woden. Se si a plane ticket, visa fee, e ka wo bo ne wo hu nyina no se ashim free. You come back to square one, you have gained nothing from that exercise. Bisuso nka be hu lawyer dako ana ka twa sempo bi mpoma ana aka asem ne ba ya afre na ko jade oye bia be fight ma ho ama sesei akade anigye abafie enso fofie anto ata kapre ene dama pese save nti eni pa na ba be U10 nani aba be hu Kenya enso de nan ensi ada kontoa anepe ana homa ehye ne kon. Now, power say immigration for them, I want anything. And what are your rights? Every piece of someone you know be. Send you crew back and when you live a kind of one. I mean, on China, you didn't share, on many who share, need answer for passport to bra, for Lebra, co present, on many penny till your way and I say, on many penny who so. And in the panel, Benin, or new control for us in your visa. Niti anisa ko boss ha no kwa fa documents mo do kofi enti do ni ma no afo bedu airport ne busan sa wan na abade wa na adane asem me ba ma me ya o ga se me wife o me ba ma me ya no ne wan ya ma me ya me wife hwe straight away na e kwa ko raise doubt and suspicion enti yen hye ne so ja no kasa eni se de sika yensem aya tembia no anase mrebu atimi de to asem ye hwe nie ya no kasa eni se de sika yensem etimi de to asem enti ye hwe nie se o ba yire wa wo ba yire wo o ba wo kru wa wo ba kru eyesa fe na ba ye long talk bia every baby aye kasa no ana ye long obusa bibini simple question no to anasem cho no to nyom ana ochumi tan so a o ba na se wo bedru airport won ma eye there are pleasantries wo a o be change ana o be kroma foforo so a ochumi tan enema kakra bo ho man reasons wo ba o be yi dedi e wo airport won e be kire se akwan oye green afi no ba system ni mu na me fi se yenuanom eba ye kununom ye yerenom eba e say nya time na ye kiro mo niam se de mesi eweke ewo kromu a because somebody efie adwene no e hye mutiri na some de be kromu a omo nso sie de enti be srem o ye ade ama wonua ukunu o yere a ma bibia enye black and white ye nyai enema edi siesie wo mo no. Because a pan is now bedru airport ne busa na question simple question na adane SMP enti ebesre yema yinuanom enye away yema yerenom enye away yema yemanom enye away so omo ba empo as a dependence said ya obedru kwan na yibusa omo basic questions bia ombetimi answer. Know your rights. The question is, under Schedule 7 of the Immigration Act of 1971, it gives the Home Office or the border force certain powers to stop anyone entering the country. It is a second visa now. Do not think that once you get a visa, that's the end. You can still be removed from the United Kingdom. You can be detained. The visa can be cancelled and you can be sent back. The Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act of 2000 allows the interrogation, search, and potential detention of individuals by police and immigration officers at ports and borders without reasonable cause or suspicion. It's very important. It gives the police and the immigration the power to stop, search individuals without reasonable cause or suspicion. This means that you can be stopped when you are coming to the United Kingdom at a seaport, an airport, or hoverport, at an international train station, London St. Pancras International, Ashford International, and Ebbsfleet International, on an airplane, ship, hovercraft, or an international train, including a vehicle, at the Eurostar or Channel Tunnel terminals and stations in France and Belgium, and within 1 mile of the border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, or at the first train station in Northern Ireland for trains crossing the border. You can also be stopped in any place where an officer believes that you have gone there in order to embark, or after having disembarked from any of these means of transport. This is likely to affect the surrounding areas of ports, hoverports, seaports, and international train stations. So now we know that a police constable, an immigration officer, or a custom officer can stop you. There is no requirement for these officers to be in uniform, and they will often be in civilian clothes. An officer may also authorize another person to carry out an examination or search on his or her behalf. The examining officer must inform you whether the stop is under Schedule 7 and provide you with an information leaflet. The question is, what can you do when you are stopped by the immigration? This is your right, and pay attention and pay good. Ghana for ye kasa dodo. Ye kasa. Jamaica misi entieni. Se ofre okama food ni bi. Na se okasa kire wa tie yi waso neti do se okama food ni no eka. Ni jai sa wode wadwene ana eye bibia. Mesai esisu bie. Empanimfo se yentonsa enhyira ye busue ni. Ana obia so ni obeware ne tamfo. Enti sa wo ho akiro na wope okamani na se o advice wa jai se madwene ya me se me free say empty your brain so no come off kasa. Empty that brain so that preconceived ideas and notions na shawo no pack it egu at the back netie de nipa na eka eni mum ne bebo empanifo ka sembi se ye tufo a memfa wonsa enhye wo trousers ni wo ye bema na wo Japa de ni mempo saposa because nya de bebo Se una na kan asem kire wa empanifo si biem ye nkobusa ye maame na se umu abrewa na se otewo dwene ne ho a menga se wa ya abrewa wa ye wiki ne ho nyade na abrewa ye wiki kura no na nya na batwe ode wo wa be ye oya enti nie pa aha ye ntie nie very very important. So you have a family member who is coming or who is joining, then be very careful and open your ears and listen good, because it will help you. It will only help you, and I can only do my best to help you. You have to do what you have to do to help yourself too. So what am I talking about? These are your rights under Schedule 7. You do not have to answer any question until you have consulted a solicitor. Écoutez bien. Même ko bien wa no ko toto bombo nto wono na ovia oselo ya dako. Wo de esi de obi antibi o tibiye. It come and perform miracles. Menya miracle worker. So be miracle for sofo. Ono ne be nyame obompa ya obey nyame. Enti menko tututuo enko tutu bomb. Menko say ade no. Na me fellow ya da ko na me stress. Because they say me to me hofo. Menko this catch nkoto yare. Wo the stress ne bam se masafo asemko. Onya me client. Me ha me ho kura. Especially omo mo ko home lawyers for ne dodgy lawyers no. Oko say case na e ho na oba ho. Eseboa. Oba so wonye dion no saka chu so niska. Na wo pe o masem ko honi mo ba no sa ma pressure. Hey, sad ye mi nye bi mu da mejai. Papa ne ye no bi di a chemgo kume na mote ase. Enti no ye ntie nie pa, very very important. Beginning per lawyer no ni wanim no anyama. Asemba e ni problem no so for ma. Men ko ye ade e fo ko ye pepe. Na fe ko ti je wia. Afi na waye ayi e fe ne say enso nkonsuo. Ana say e fe ne say mosquito and tonton. Na fi na ba be ma so tono. Na dada ko so na say anye yia o so lawyer de ko onye good. Na for de na wu twa. Na mom de akofa sa problem ne buy no, you will never explain it. And you best shame pi. It's for this reason some of the lawyers who friend us a case in one messing up are always wasting the time. Oh me try cry. Now the blame of Kakomano. And you best shame beginning now and work as a tool for them the right people to seek the right advice and cover your back and cover yourself. If you say a number of people, very very important. Okay, thank you very much, Maggie Osei. See, you forgot about the English. So, basically, it's very, very important that whilst the Home Office may have the power to stop you, they may not have to have reasonable suspicion. But they can stop you and ask you questions. And there is a research why Home Office stop people. I will come to that. So the key is this. Whilst they have the right to stop you, they have the right to interrogate you. You also have rights under Schedule 7. You do not have to answer any question until you have consulted your solicitor. So if you are doing it and you are doing it with a dodgy person who is not regulated, are you going to call that person? The person will put his phone down. That one, you need to bear that in mind. If you call him, because he is not going to come for you to the immigration, because the person is not regulated and the person is committing a criminal offense. Such a person is not going to come forward. By the time you realize, it might be too late. By the time you call maybe someone who is regulated, it might be too late for the person to do anything for you. And this week, I've had a nasty experience. I feel so bad for the individual, because when the case came before me, I said, no, I'm going to do the best that I can to secure this guy. I only have less than 24 hours to sort something out. But the Home Office will not allow me, they will not engage me because I was not on record. They are entitled to say that, and they are right to say that. And therefore, they needed a letter of consent. They asked me to send a letter of consent. This was sent by email. Every time I speak to the client, it has to be given to him. I told him, approach them. You are there. Just go to the immigration officers and tell them, look, man, me a lawyer, send this. Me wanna sign this and send it back straight away so that you deal with my case. But unfortunately, the timidity among our people, the timidity sometimes is beyond comprehension. All that they need is to see someone with different complexion. If you have this complexion, they've got mouth to talk. If the person has got different complexion which is a bit light, they are scared. They can't talk. They tend mumu, which are still struggling to understand why it happens that way. It's our problem. We need to cure that. From my observation, someone will watch me and say, why are you blasting us like that? Because if you don't recognize the problem that we have, we can never fix it. Our people lack confidence when they see someone from different race. They only have confidence and have the mouth if you are from the same race. And they even have the guts and the audacity to try to cheat you. But yet, when it comes to different race, full of respect. As soon as they see that you come from the same place, they're trying to devalue you. We don't respect our own. A good prophet is not honored in his own country. That saying is really applicable. So, at the end of the day, contour the pen and almost send a con. Ye de bed ye bit me ye So now, once you are stopped, it's very important. You do not have to answer any question whatsoever until and unless you consult your solicitor. 2, if you would like a free legal advice, if you are arrested by the police, the police must contact the Defense Solicitor Call Center and they can arrange a duty solicitor for you. You do not have to answer any question about other people's behavior, as this would be beyond the powers of questioning under Schedule 7. If you are searched, you have a right to be searched by a person with the same gender. The search must take place in an area where you cannot be seen by anyone who does not need to be present, nor by the member of the opposite sex, except in cases such as a strip search, which involves exposing the intimate body parts. In that case, at least 2 people must be present other than yourself. If, however, you are not an adult or suffer from a mental disorder or are mentally vulnerable, one of the people who must be present must be the appropriate adult, a parent or a guardian. So it is very, very, very important to remember this. If you don't have a lawyer, you got someone on the roadside to help you to complete the form and you give the person a change. And on your way coming, you get stopped at the airport. And you say you want to consult your lawyer. And you ring the roadside lawyer and he doesn't pick. What are you going to do? Are you going to call Lawyer Darko? I cost money. If you call me, I'm going to charge you. And before I take on the case, I'm going to make sure that my interest is protected. I will send you my account details to make sure that I get paid before I start the work. Because cases like this, you can put in so much effort. When the person doesn't get their way, they will not pay you. And even when they get their way, they still want to cheat you because you have the same skin color. That is the name. That's our nature. Unfortunately, most of us do that. But the civilized one will never do that. But those people who think they are so clever, that is their mindset. That is what they do. And therefore, next time when they are in trouble and they call the legal representative, he does not mind them. So it's very, very important to do what? To ensure that you have a solicitor on board. When they stop you, you are not under arrest per se. You are on suspicion or under detention. And therefore, if they are asking questions, and they are questions that are, I would say, reasonable questions, then by all means, you have to answer those questions. But you don't need to speak to them. If they want to interview you, you can insist that you want your lawyer to be present because you are not comfortable. Or if you don't trust them, you can say, I don't trust you. I want my lawyer to be present during the course of the interview. I don't want a situation where it's you and me, and then after that you write certain notes and you ask me to sign it without even having the chance to read over or understand it. Sometimes some people may need even an interpreter. You have the right, if you are not comfortable in speaking English, to demand that you need an interpreter. It's very, very important that we understand this. Now, why is it that some people are stopped at the airport? Why is it that some people are singled out for interrogation at the airport? Happen to have, from this research, barrister who has made certain observations from notes written by immigration officers. Why sometimes they engage someone. So the indicators that I have seen is a lot. However, it can be grouped into maybe two main things. Behavior indicators, where the passenger is being evasive, being inconsistent in their answers, or panicking or sweating. Someone will say, how can this happen? I remember back in the year, I think 1994, I was with a friend. I used to call him Napoli because them days he came from Italy to the United Kingdom. And we were walking down the road. He was smoking cigarette. And all of a sudden, a police car pulled over. My instinct, I believed that they thought my friend was smoking Indian hemp, weed, ganja, marijuana. That is what I suspect that they were thinking. Meanwhile, he was just smoking a cigarette. So they came across us, they stopped us, and then they started asking questions. I was relaxed, I was just answering their questions, but my friend was shaking like a leaf of paper. The officer said, no, something is not right. I need to figure out what that is. They asked me a question, he was trembling. It was sad to see. A man, but he was panicking like a leaf. So in the end, they said that no, they have to take him to the police station. And I said, but he hasn't done anything. They said that, well, the way he's panicking has given them the right to be suspicious. And therefore, they had to take him to the police station and strip search him. Because the way he's panicking, he's giving them a suspicion to think that either he's on drugs or dealing drugs. And I said, wow, I cannot leave him. And they said, well, if you like, you can also come with us. And I said, okay, yeah, I will come with you. So they put me and him at the police van. And then we went to the police station. When we went to the police station, they said that, well, we can sit on the bench, but when they are going to do the examination, my friend had to go inside. So they took him inside, they did everything that they had to do. In the end, there was nothing. So he was released, and then I came home with him. And this incident happened about 10 o'clock in the morning. By the time they released him, I sat at the police station from about 10 o'clock until about 4 o'clock when he was released. Because I didn't know what could have happened to him if I've just left the scene. You know, and I said, no way. Because if I disappear, they might think that there was something. But I know there was nothing. So I sat at the police station and waited for him until they released him. One officer came to me and said, you know something? You are a very, very tough cookie. And I said, why? I said, it seems like you went to a very good school. Because you are very, very intelligent. You are very, very, very smart. And I said, why? I said, yeah, but your brother is older than you, but he was behaving like a nut, like an idiot, like a nutter. That was the term that you use, a nutter. And I said, well, not everyone has had dealings with the police. And therefore, some people have different life experiences. As soon as they see police, they start shaking. Because from childhood, they have been programmed that police are bad people. And therefore, as soon as he saw you, maybe that was having effect on him. So please, don't read into anything. You know, and I thanked them, they thanked me, and then we went about our business. So behavior, being calm under pressure is very, very important. So all that I say is this. When you are coming into the country, don't behave in such a way that will attract unnecessary attention. Behave the same way that everyone is behaving, and you will not attract any attention. Very, very important. Because sometimes these behaviors may be innocent, harmless, but it draws attention to yourself. Evasiveness. Yabusa a simple question. Na otu anasisem. Ade amofo mpa no. Yabusa yes and no answer. Na uyi concept. Eno ede how never bro. And consistency. If you're being inconsistent, and you can say, Adecha will can say, Nina, no, the problems that a day, a bro. Into your restroom, say, Unia be bar, some knowledge, any dear, wohune hano. Also share with them, now also ancient BB. The second one will be intelligence, where immigration officers have been tipped off. SOB ba was she blue, why you say to ba monchel. A banesana and also so ma umutimi e capitalize or more. It's me ADA, it's me ediche and profile. Your choice so you have the right to seek independent legal advice. And also make sure ideas me and fan of full plane and me and fan of fat. Especially if you're a first time traveler. Obi come out and I'm can be as a fabramasa to chin baby. Me and fast and mawo. Very important. Someone will listening to me and say this man is cruel. I dating a mom in tea, image na me airport never for how me. Masa, then yes I'm mistaken. I feel na oba, but dear man can eat more money, or can you bet you will go and buy some. There be a party for a say vuska. Any where you need to spend sika ye di one grow ye be jaho ye be sai ako tiradako ana mati minken ye be take commercial break na afi ye ba ye bi awatrofo no na ya take few concourse enti quarter past pepe ye di dwumadie no e de ebeba na wiye enti no muntie enkai boy
Medafo, Uyamanka, wow, die papa be our Ghana, and so a nam no cry asantino, who send ya will bet manisika, say yes, you what you mount. It's in a paradise city. Ya did this beautiful ultramodern city, Upper Tema, Community 25, Whooper Standard, Executive, Semi-Executive Quality Buildings, Yeni Paradise City, Yawa Home, it says the Yadia brochure about Ghana, your payment terms no so, and a phone book call, who penny self finance. And as a mortgage for Paradise City. Oh, your telephone numbers so UK +447 908 475 802. Paradise City. Ye Jumapa Magana Yefe Ankasa.
That God has a covenant with you. Therefore, you shall never be put to shame.
Omiado for how any say and a wooing. Justice and Law Solicitor said, Bomadiana Brand and Yomedi home como, Umbemo a futu, Nasay idea so to one more, Umbebout no to one among. Immigration and answer nationality problems. Say yes, student application, family independent application. So pass it now, Kroma, and now lawyer Bino Jina one name or court amount. Personal injury claims. Say employment, landlord and tenant issue or housing issue. Family and divorce issues. Drafting legal document, will writing, renting and leasing shop, lease extension. Obina juicy canon persuade them out. Any unia kawakuma to yem now how you na to a chat. But more than any justice and law solicitors for Nkasa. 07538969589 and I say 0207-738-5841. But Modiana Fred Justice and Law Solicitors na yenhwe kwanya yebe faso yebe boaw. Obehuam ewo the Unit 35B Eurolink Business Center 49 Efra Road Brixton SW21BZ. Like I said, we have Victoria Line to Brixton. Bars 2 3 37 415 432 689 690. Siwa St. Andrew's Church Pastor. Seba Emra Semodia baby here any justice and law solicitors.
Amway a company kesiye omode niyama pa abedwa so omo niyama ni be a health product, beauty product and a home care product. Omo health product ni be a vitamins and as a food supplement. Beauty product ni be enso omo wo enku and as a mana ebema wo honam atoso really atoso sen non be no me. Omo home care product ni be samana yedi huhuru kukuo mu ni yedi twitwi adwaye and emu de hede wo pe bia no ubetimi enya bi ewo Amway se ope emu nsematie anase wo pe bia to a yesre se frɛ owura Emmanuel Eshon ewo 075 076 30487 075 076 30487 and also so say abelfo amansanten tan kese no so ubehunu o machira pan ewo www.amway.co.uk/user/ms na ofre owura Emmanuel Eshon and also so say wutuns ansa Eko amansanten tan kese no so wo website no so a omo ni ubedi nkita ho fefefe eno na owura Emmanuel Eshon beka cho say ende na onanyen.
lines are now activated. If you want to call into the show, if you have any questions, any advice that you can also give to the listeners, by all means, you are free to do so. The number is 07538 969 589. We by 1:15, we will bring the program to an end. So if you want to call, this is the time to call. After the show, if you call and you want to ask me questions, you will not be able to reach me because time is very, very important and we have to make good use of our time. After this show, I have other engagements that I need to attend, and for that reason, I will not be able to answer any phone call after the show. So please, if you want to call, you have any question, by all means, you are free to do so now. You can also send a text message through Facebook. I will be able to answer that for you as well. Nana Akosia Jankroma Ofori Ata the first baby Ubia Yechia good morning. Sasona Lucy Adoma Boat baby Ubia so Yechia Yemse Bibia Ekoso Boko. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Lawyer.
Hi, good afternoon to you. You are live on Facebook. What can we do for you?
So I just wanted to ask if there is super priority service on parenthood for indefinitely.
Okay. The indefinite, yes, they have a priority service, but it's so difficult to get that one for the indefinite after you have completed your 10 years. So in theory, the answer is yes, but it's almost impossible yes, the answer is yes, but it's very difficult to get super priority service. An application on Ayana and Shadan for indefinite, you know. Now 2.5 extension, you know, and known as you say Japa bear 1 year. Hello, caller.
Hello, Lawyer. Good afternoon.
Also good afternoon, Nibi. Pacho, your first and I can say free.
I'm back to your friend Christy.
Christy from Hatfield. Okay, Christy Yanko.
Your friend is me pacho dependent, so one more from I will say not dependent. I be a pacho or renew one document and one. The pacho I be a
so we are dependent at the moment, you know. So we will more dada. Now we can more than 12 months. One kasano, there is no obligation on you as a dependent. Name applicant, you know, and a year ejuma. And just when you prove say or tibrofo or timika brofo. Patrolati as your one. And it may depend the type of application or quacoy. Say indefinite or quacoy na a year tier 2 worker visa. That's why you dependent they are. With the English test, you know, it's got nothing to do with you. And the main applicant, you know, on an obligation on him to do the English test.
Because about and when you're 9 months, about 3 months.
Okay.
When you're independent, when you're buyer.
Okay. We're dependent there. We need English test in a can be why?
When English test to be out for renewal.
No.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Now, okay. Now, also, my second question. You walk back one in a back, a man, and a man about 16 years, and about 17 years. A dependent in him. Now, what by 16 years, and when you do my all year. When you are doing my all year, and I'm so school, and I'm some batch of me, besides a bit me affected.
Not necessarily, because we are dependent. What I would suggest, they say, by definition, you know, also we are dependent. enti amu be hia say obenya evidence che so that you dependent enti say we depend on maame so a o maame obe transfer iska de aba account on a regular basis na aso so de ba be bu be enti waso ne tie ne sika krabia enye ba bi ba ko pe ne ekure sika enti sika o maame be ba say fedidi o de fa ba kuma edu wa eno ne be prove say e ampa so maame ne hwe Ame Chris, what you say? Very good.
Okay. It's impartial. Not that I was saying to me be account of the man Palama, and a man, it to me be to my so.
Mammy Chrissy. When you check it, was a grow baby. You move on. Hey, Ghana, you boom be wanted. As I'm grabbing. Hello. Good afternoon. I don't book on. I'm what you did is like I said free. Line is why you're hot. Joe, like I said free. Joe from Peckham, your uncle Joe.
Let me be said, now check the Mrs. Yano. Let me just say, if I call me Banati, beside the question here, like say, who did the same, and I saw we did the same, set questions, and as Mamma in Yano and I. Then I told him, you know, or news, say, teacher for now, or more school, or more dependence, or more artists will say, I had not say, the meeting or lawyer, no lawyer, they can't.
Okay. The all kind of say we can't come one say that from the beginning, you know. We are sure say beginning now we need to know in. But my mouth I think I will answer those questions. But can you now want say that? Firstly, you know, home office for and I say border for no, or more power to stop you and ask you questions and interrogate you. They have the power to do that. It's also your right, if you wish, not to speak to them. And Akwaya say, second beer, actually, they have the right to ask you a question. You have the right not to talk to them. And untino, and on the end, say, it was a question, and it's a answer. You can choose to answer if you wish. But you can also tell them, say, you are not going to speak to them until you have spoken to your lawyer. Interview, no? Ayana akoye banun komo. Obi ni wobi. Enti se wo kwapa won asem koye gaga na akoye interview, no? Now after interview, no, what you say? Yebusa wo yiri din kra, no so yiri din di adwo amansa. Enso se hwehwe mu no. Wo yiri de ataache wia. Mini obi ani hobi eyemu bienu masem eba ni sana eye very difficult so with your sign with it ana interviews o mwie ya no o se pepe ni sign e bi under pressure na so akwa sign o sign so a e kire se de ya kire no obi a wagi atum se yamba and say na kire we feel like that kwanse nya sana tie in that case no what can I do eba ni sana e many very difficult for the lawyers and today can say it is your right. You have to choose. I said, I am not prepared to engage these people until my lawyer is there. You can tell them, say, I want my lawyer to be present before I speak to you. What they can say, Agentia was because I don't trust you. Says Hanetia, and I said, because you want to be comfortable. If you said they are intimidating you, and you tell them that you find them intimidating, and you don't want to talk to them without anyone being there. Na changu chanko omo dey accept the toll so na wo kan wasem say. And in that case, you can request for your lawyer to be present before you talk to them. You can also choose not to talk to them. Well, you're green, no? Ah, wouldn't you green, no? Would you need to come out? Wouldn't so we'll pass it once education to them? Then you know we have work to do. Because me, so be by me whole lawyer dark. Now you an application here the visa manner. What do you from my clients in the busa home? Oh, you're green, I mean, so you're green. And you say green one or you. Now Jenny says, sorry to use that word. Because Opia want to find out what you would tell Jenny. enya didi atem eye ne kore opa ma obi a wedi 50 years every Ghana makrumu a nefa ne ye e compare akora ya woni okrumu a wedi 25 years se ne kore ne be kan ye forget politics ne enka ne kore ube hu se akora ya titi ne okrumu a wo ye sharp than e bia Ghana ni also 50 years I no cry. Who can be what say, hey, you are being rude, but I fact. And to say, yeah, who's a Yaria no honomo. Now, Yanja, you say Yaria, you better say, you Yari. And to me, client a bar, make a shilling response and say, Massa. Ma ujire anaso ukrunentia say, Ghana mindset, Ghana mentality, when you free Nigerian. Me gini say, me free say, when Ghana ni kasa, okasa fa way, fa adi we fashion right pocket, no de akoshe left. Ubusan sa de na akoshe left her. Was imagine me say, me de share left na me comfortable. Na se me say, we say me tiam de kwase say, me se fa akoshe right, our bra left one. Oh, e kromo bibi obi abeye bia no, there's a reason for it. And it is a yen no so ba. You couldn't more buy, you didn't know so ba. I experience near water. Me and find shay and wine. Yam passing be my own soon, she bibi. So Ghana, Obinantia, N9JA, no one and one la bisa a chroma. Oh, yes, I've got about the money. So, and you know, attitude no culture no different. And young, and I associate ye no more cassa, ye educate you all. I said, approach the say na echo. And to Ubano airport to crown, Meme Nante Moso, Meme Jeja one, or be an ante in a reasonable pace. And the immigration for free plane, ma, or cameras, or more shiny penny. And to what will behavior, a year old to be a single out. Who drew kiosk in one year, I say, I don't know which say it's because of my color. No, because of your behavior. Because who behavior no abnormal. I must say big now. Check me dark on 2013. Airport, you jam me one trip on the jam 8 times. I danger because I'm be pentem. To be free plane you man, giddy oh we do a sorry, right? Yeah, yachime granche. And they was and they interrogated me. I was confident. I knew what I was doing. And I'm a job, me no kasa and I'm say look, I'm in a rush. Oh, 10 minutes crime, I tell you he steps a crime. I know be a say jinami. Oh, jinami sa ni na so I was able to talk because I was in the system, I know the system, I work in the system, and therefore I had the knowledge and the confidence to be able to speak to them on a level and go my way. Imagine say it's like a mini system and a mini confident. I can detain me. So, knowledge there is powerful. And your best friend, and yes, I will work and medical plane take it as one. No. Man, if you are not getting, go inside the head and educate your brother or your sister. So, Enra, and go for a default to Omina, Miss Mitchell, number me say, boy, me say, boy, a damn say ya. And you may ya. But then again, or Maso no more because Ghana for Paddy for young Pello, your papa or Bobuano. Ya ko fan kwanchem e to de ade a afi na ne pelo ya jelde ene e baso so a emrane e de bo oh we are ready nkwa de ni so betimi aye we de bro so kra wutimi ye na ye be se no fa sa mimi nya obi a wo be kan se ma mitrim be mi do wo de wa no ho me kra no kra na misuru because sa no na ye de ho de no so ye ni twa uti free so it is very very important. We also need to educate them. Only obi kasa, make an eye contact. Sheni panemi kosia. Ma, give yourself confidence. Speak with confidence. Because MRP, ye kasa no, ye tibo dodo. Enti kroma so kasa sa, we feel we control. Oh, drinking ho. Na afe a raise suspicion, one thing after another. Now, sometimes when questions near too much, one way you could say, so you didn't say, what can say, Yamansa. Every son I hear in Yamansa. And I say, a deal crab up a bokran, nay, or you feed, nay, any official name. I want a passport to. Not I was also fast and bro. Oh, and you are taking it simple. Ghana never back with the bear for none and more. Culture no more here, but a promo would be more than one, Massa. You need to explain. And this a woba, Nasa Ujire, a day, Yamansa. And no the passport man, and you need you. Shadow can say, we hear this and was a mother. Massa, we are so with your son, man. Every so the fear of any mother, because Yamansa be any more than you didn't tone. And the fear for any mother. The immigration for the booster, and that's how you read the sentence or you read the mother, I must offer fast mamma. Because you show you record Muna, beer, your funny Yamansa, your booster also you read the mother, and when I see discrepancy, you refuse to entry. A body is another fellow at dark massa. I can only do what I can do. A body is also a main combination. Because being watching a bobby would be obedient. Lawyers, you also know that. And to make it a phone course now, one children, I want to be making me sicker. Because who the Japa, never one man do sicker. Or peer crab or bet yourself with Bafia. Sunny at here, and your fact. So more, and you know, Yamo Yamo day. Say, oh, Bueni Pana, Buanuna Insi. Now, a junior. School for no, she say no, school for the Emra Eba, HSA. Say, Oba say we school near from January air corner. Won't mean of our year, and I say Ukunuma, and I say Mama. Just a course now, oh, you know, a postgraduate course with research. And then I will talk of our year, and I say Ukunaba. Sika financial requirement, so almost be meme, and it is a £10. She's all about 2 more. Said yeah, be putting crop off. And on top of that, you know, so get a student visa. She said no can say. So when your sponsorship, what me switch ever tier 2. Say, and also become just where we will course and send with me a switch. Into the Ebano, Boba. N9JA no go carry last. Mirasipi, I'm on Fabio Gusopa. Bye bye. Hello.
Hello, doctor. Lawyer.
How the friend doctor? You say my hand in your channel crabo. I am okay. Why?
But your person without you. That a disabled person movie. That's a person conventional a different agenda. Would they go against any of my income? Maybe PIC, maybe yes, better credit. Sometimes ESS,
yeah. Calculation be have to be done. Your fair calculation be adequate maintenance. And to say calculation, yeah, say you can meet the adequate maintenance na ubet me akofa ukunu and I say o partner ababeka ho e wo krom one. Now, so oye adwuma, some of the incomes no e means tested. And no on the share household income. Na oma ye calculation no. Enti amfa ne say ABM or £200. Ukunu buy no, wabeye adwuma ama mo household income no. Akosoro ama sese na ebia no tmiji ebia £4,000. A bonus na only sika no, it may be enough to maintain the family. And identity na buy na emehwe because you are his responsibility. But some of the benefits you know,
but we to say me housing benefits in agenda.
Housing benefit means tested. I know that I can tell you. And you know they will recalculate it. But disability yes, I know it means tested. Housing benefit is means tested. Universal credit and also means tested. The disability benefit, you know, and then on top of my head, any means tested. Child benefit, any means tested. But housing benefit, universal credit, and the universal credit will be over every week be and also didn't pay slip or the corner the pay cost running at so or the corner se for money increase, you know. On better calculation, so more threshold be or no. Ese ukuni ye adwuma na otra this threshold say ya usika no eso beti say. And you know once oba and I say oba you can then work it out. So until you go or compare Juma or say I don't want a Juma may more than 20 hours. And you be BNTO or 21 hours. Ube lose you about 600 pounds. Our bra 1 hour extra no and money says scan. Enti a chromo the system no a calculation.
Okay.
You need to calculate the system and how it works and position yourself to your advantage. I mean, so for Ukruna, Senor Ukruna, here, Home Office for a beginning say, what kind of marriage is this? It can be problematic. Memetia say, Obi or one or per se, or Bekwa we, Obi also about whom, and no, a you for worry, Kuku money for worry, Obi an any day. But Obi wa ebi a jumenti or family home, when anything. Name my judgment to me quite away, no, acquire you no aba. Name se pan is send your name in a take radia. Home office of Becca Semasa BBU. BBU. Because me, Sametiana, me case worker. Now the catch him so new crinity. What number 15 Addington Road. Say, we had describe baby an address. So, and Tina say, who could address it at London? What's what in London? Was a munti fee about Kuma. A bonus and the home office of America salary, and me sure say genuine. A raising suspicion. I shall not offer problems, bro. And Tina, and I remember in America, me can't say any bay, but one of the triggers.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. Now, me ask for some now, here is the one. I think we will fire to right.
Hey, I have no answers to need video. They come there. That's it. Me say I am Mama Lawyer Darko and so any DBO. Maybe say, oh, I don't get to have any say, Marty. No problem. Why? Any day, give you no senior meeting. Why? Never show, no worries at all. Okay. Bye bye. Hello. Patrona, when I did film a bassa, oh, I'm young crashing it. Lawyer Darko, I saw the moment. Yes, madam. Patron, you say we do radio now, which you know why? I say, you need feedback.
Hello.
Aha, it's better. Hello. Yes, madam. Me patron, what I can say?
British accent from Scotland.
British accent above Belande from Scotland. British accent. Me patron, it didn't meet me. I am out any area.
So why did somebody say my name is Christy and you asking the person that Christy from Scotland?
Sunday as in Busa. And as in Busa, you see Busa for you now, before I make a mistake. Genuinely, it's a different day.
Anyway, last week we discussed about biometric. Now, we call home office or which I say, she can 340, 369. Only million call for a young sunset or no only time. It's or particular hours. Can't be on one so they are okay. Now, I enter, and in the sir, she cannot everyone. Now, anything yet for individuals for us. Okay, Uber would be 80 pounds, 85. A woman will meet me drop a phone. Oma will meet me the cost, but the highest is 130 something. If you know the percent, make idea no be super set. Until maybe I will start pricing now. When you start pricing for 1%, which makes sure to say, okay, I've taken, let's say, on the second one, the third, many percent. I'll have to go to 80 pounds and less than what they have put in there. It is a 240 and 300 and that. And yet the price are in your January for those doesn't have a time and they want a specific time, idea, and it's not surprise. That's what we do.
Okay, thank you very much for the contribution. In addition to that, the America account susuni. The America account susu any. Ubuku appointment for the biometrics na na Madam Scotland can ho asem no. Se ubuku appointment for the biometrics na. Eno ebi wo ho a omo charge. Ebi wo so a omo en charge. Now, hours be any peak hours, and not from about 7:15 to about 9:30, a peak hour. And it's our slot no omoton. And from 3:30 to about 8 o'clock, and also omo say a peak hour, and also omoton. And today Anna a year free no, I Anna started from 9:30 to 3:30. So window no, a year office hours no. And then I know we journey free. Now, I know quite ancient. Almost say introduce a system of flexible hours. Flexible, no, and them say yes, air come once a month. And no, when I would choose to start time, no. Now, more flexibility, able to make us from anopa 9 o'clock to anopa 11 o'clock. Anytime you can walk in. Now, price now, can Abia Scotland in the Tisa, la landing there. Mehumbia a 499 choppable pounds. Inti enye a joke. Nina ebe depend the area na wono. And nina ebe determine price a wese witria. Inti a demand and supply. Na debi amkasa same way. Sa uma nema ka echira eno na be rush akwakoto slot no. Na mmom sa wo sha ase ntem a ubenya free service ni bi. Na wa save sika kakra. Because sika ne pay den. Ninya so day. Enti ebesre mo. Pani se obru nso ntem a ana wani ye kokko ntem. Enti emo ye homoden na bibia na yensi mu ntem. Niemra justice and law na yentimi ye wodwuma mamo na masomo endwomo. Hello caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Na pacho di be say na ka se free.
Oh, me dey Eva Oduro Bako.
Eva Oduro Bako pe. Eva Oduro Bako pe yanko.
Eva Oduro Bako pe.
That's right.
Kwa mi aba. Ai, ebieti na me fe na mabo wa pato aka so su nyame. E shira o bi kan ye dia se da ma nyame. Na wo su ye shira o ne wa butu nyina se. Ewrade na mo so no dem pim eba. Se ni awo ye program na wo kanu. Tika de ye beto ye bi jaho. It is a wo-year program and it's a wo-year application. I was saying who the right person now the right place. I'll bet you the application now. Now spend this council a day and you yam and insura and a paper. If it's a we application now could see pocket lawyers and it oh anyone who be shared the name of right place. Application and Joe within 3 or 5 working days near the office amount. And then I say, in Yame. In America, I will more be a system of application. Few Munapoka, Nefajinshra. Then so the Becca in Namoa, they say we are with Japa. Now the baby are now they send me a pay. Also, Namusmuko no.
So,
but I see I won't find on ye many feasible way. The Momokonin now the party are not one of the yet. And the animal dear Mwapa and advice out the Mao not a more by Yamia Dum. A more party do a some so kind in ABC or a immigration or Manamra or Moyano. They say. Now, kind in Ibisaw, this answer who could you woman, or much me about the remote as would be up by Busham for me. Mean to Minka, a few months, almost by 4 months in me. I mean, I was with the more than 30 now, but without no refusal, no problem, because yes, dear me, I will be catch by yet, and I did this so. Dear Captain, me, I no more mutte and maybe a free. Me a lawyer back can be a lack. I was with this. Now, this would be a when I met the silly special from sending a young so or this silly actually in I have from moment. Near I say, cry, David to make a child in your GDA. I made yet not Yamen, I'm so man. I did ye. If you cut the moon tear, me mo spend sika na mo fan history and chema from muma and e be ya enkoye pocket lawyers matema I trust one so me bisa ye nurses for no and na chia 2 way no skills worker visa na me bisa say and update Japa na me see ye na ka omo ana ze ene bi wo ho but me update ye kakra and me tell my bisa student which age I need bisa nurses there no say age ya 2 no na keke for ne say omo be twem and na say bia more time.
Fantastic. Say no, there is no indication say umbetwem. Now, unfortunately, I'm for Bibri a report to care homes no Bibri at the home office.
Okay.
Now say Sri Lankan man be 50 years.
Yeah.
Or say connection man for actually £50,000.
Wow.
I said almost a promising a job. As a Omra Mayor as a support worker.
Wow.
Odru airport I yes ubeni akra wonshi anida. Deny any force. Ana nisika akwa kodim wo se no ye farmer wa ton ne ho ne nyina. Enti na chese wapem. Enti don beke bia na eso ye. Ana odi akwa yi be wurem. Oba ya no job, no nothing. Why you stranded? Ana eja onso dia kotu fi kesi mfo anim sisi am no ka say care home no dey under investigation enti care homes no mu disaboni ni nyina wo de mark my word next year by this time you to be brave.
Wow.
Enti sa wo ye Ghana ni na ba bia wo ye adwuma im se nipa ne dogia fa ho agane shase ahwehwe credible companies organizations such as the N9JA. When the baby cycle remember you are safe.
Okay.
And to remember J.J. and Cassam Romuti. This is the beginning of the hustle. Per organization a dim out of me genuine. Now when your sponsorship maybe I now switch boko. Because the home office at the chassis are close to and crowd down. The Care Quality Commission, a lot of complaints have gone to them. Investigating care providers. Now in the end, you know, se bako na kodi ne boni a, unfortunately, se ye revoke licenses na. Obia o man license bia no. O man sponsorship bia no, enipa ne so ho ba beka. Eho na ya no. Se obia kodi ne meko, no bi ne ba beti ho mfifiri. Enti na ya ba hyremo. So abe wurem na be bia wugina no nim se ho otora shase fa ho adwene. At the moment there is also a pressure on the Migration Advisory Commission. Esa omo evaluate skilled worker no route no na omo make changes omo for recommendations imra because care work no enkofo bebre ba enkofo dey say omo adwuma. Ana emrano so kire say nipa ne ba within 28 days ese nipa ne start adwuma. Enti se sia no yadwene ye say oh emrano mo dia ba say no ubetimi ne another care company akwakoye adwuma between now and August 27th. No problem. You don't need permission from the Home Office. A full-time crime farm. So 20 hours no, it doesn't apply between now and August 27th. Now, se wo time mo so na se wo kwakoje extension. Na Home Office so bisa se fa pay slip bra. Enipa yi ma wo djuma ontua wo ka. Wo ko fa pay slip no wo hen. Ama se nipa ne so e ma wo extension a, e se nipa ne certify say oda so hiawo e ma wo ye adwuma ma no. Enipa so betina 3 years onye adwuma ma wo da.
To beden what?
Obeye den ana kwakoye sade no. Eyeje ebubo ba wo. Now people are not thinking ahead. And nothing na me dear. Obi o me client bia no. Oba mama wo ni se masa. Hwenim hwebopone so. Udru a busa ho se kwa be na be fa so aforo. Enti ba bia wo gina sesi a na ho otoro a. Shase fa anwe bubu wo no mo. Na sleepiness no. Eso nyo wetimi awe akọ. Enti very very important. Ese ye bedwene akọ ahead. Said you can fight problems via Emre.
But my last question now be about Actually, me be somewhere to be ever. If we got never, or yet we only main African. One can't show you. Now what we do. Or buy and mechanical 3 months what they will. Or near to mama company no. Because company needs more money into what they will. 3 months no, they are affecting no. Now they are affecting in any way now.
Amana Nina Bijina explanation Odibema. Now, one thing that I must also say, they say sponsors, they are under an obligation to tell the Home Office if within 28 days from time as an employment contract ever starting within 28 days, that's a man start here. I was say a report to my Home Office say any panaba, but because of A, B, and C, any panel ain't mean starting a within the 28 days. However, the person is going to start from such and such a date. Young fan is any panaba, any paninium, as you say. Senipano is not fit to work out. That's what your medical evidence are. It can be put as a mitigation into a movie and not just what started a jumano. Obua when you and so names on you more. Obis because hospital. Yeah, sure, I once saw a water or names on you that. And TV as in 70 see. Name mom, Okasa neighbor, no me aware, me a deliberator, not just a woman you serious.
Okay.
So, and Tina and age that we say put 2 case across. Why? Okay, but that's it. Bye bye. Yes, if I draw and you will come out. Hey, I keep on down for you. I yes, I can call them Bremu. Mr. Opoku Benjamin Opoku Mechacha, baby, I will be a. Hey, line is why you say hello.
This I said, but I just want to do Zoom meeting with you concerning me indefinitely. Is that allowed?
No problem. What the for now? You're strategizing BBI. Why? Memo. Why?
Okay.
No shaking. Why?
Bye.
Bye. Yes. We are man for Sanke Magna to say me about Eva Udra, Kalaya Funky Embreo. The Obeka Utie. Now, Ayana and some people are okay. I'm on for Cassie who do and you get a bonio, a yadepa. I got 2 and 2.
Yes.
I'm not in the case about who crane one.
Yes.
Sabi in Panama.
Yes.
Between September and now.
Yes.
I came on down for a baby of Krumwa. Me catch a wabigani. Now, again, send the Aniaka.
Yes.
Now, where dear, about 2 and 2. Ain't I make us the same way, you know.
Yes.
Or your beer, I've known her for over 10 years.
Yes.
Now, on one case, Obeso justice and law share.
Yes.
Or they are compared before Frono.
Yes.
When we say justice and law, ye demu fua. Yes, in the crow away, Nick Ending.
Yes.
Now, the cross niti air.
Yes.
Name weni. Now will be a wakumen. Yes, and no crane and Nick Ending any tear, young punas and metie.
Yes.
Nothing beya juma.
Yes.
And my wife him.
Yes.
At all. Name was open through the air.
Yes.
Why do you be shisha?
Yes. Now what the
now who dere. Share from Enra. Me see me gina phone so.
Yes.
Non-stop. So te do kan. Also mbedru ye. Ensa me kan ye nyina. Ka me osofo a, ka me kasa ma hye nkom.
Yes.
Enti no adwuma ya acho. From 2001.
Yes.
22 years of experience.
Yes. Yes.
And hard labor.
Yes.
I've been qualified as a solicitor in England and Wales since 2007.
Yes, I can guarantee it.
And a solicitor and a barrister of the Supreme Court of Ghana since 2013.
Yes.
Now, the Adako, Mr. Kai, I know Yana Mokrano.
Yes.
Name Tisse Contumri, Ami the Bishop. Mammy Abba, or dear Yonko, Yakasa Casa, dear Betchy. O Casasua, Mammy, I sang to say, eh, I sang to put the Mujo. Na kami njo num na kami nya de. Sabeti. Yes.
Na lawyer lecture.
Me Joseph Abami.
Last week we were for me who so
Enye easy. That's right.
Why you program now? Why you are dear pa? And the way now, mammy be the casa. Be one downstairs and go for you now. And to wait here. And yet, me American work, I said, it's coming and I'm happy to dance it. You better watch it. Now, the Kakra can also say, Munja lawyer, and there was so be water. Now, Sebu or Tidage. And yet, the piano lawyer quarterback.
That's right.
It is also a 2 and more over beer. Now, Sebu, Nipano, or Banapa. And she big job of one who's work with Shankana community.
That's right.
And lawyer, maybe come here, and from any Uncle Shank.
That's right.
Now, my conclusion.
That's right.
Sometimes I'm open no man's yeah. Because no man's so the different agenda and a different politics now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm open we have to study. You see, the bank holiday. You never believe when you're lawyer. Now, I said you. And then the last bank holiday. And said, dear August, Mama. Now I lawyer think of me. Now one in the family. One also pay quabo to no coffee. Or for Cacasset, said the ovation is where we are.
Yes.
Now, society, environment, and social Cacra.
That's
and also
right.
the Nipa. Asaba.
That's right.
And the lawyer, Cacra, I can make chairman in an kind lawyer. And then pipe one more dear cabin in a chair in Kai. Now, Papa could down a big crew. They are lawyer when you're 66 years.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yes, you better than me after. Now, I'm in a fan bar and pay out the airport and your celebration. The young couple kill him one. No one up wanting and go 2 never found.
That's right.
Whatever.
More blessings.
Have a nice weekend.
Likewise. Thank you very much. Hey, and idea. I'm on for me guso power. Na me try me free be back. Na free. Na free dey my friend back. Make dwan. Aye, make dwan a ye be me nsa. You know. Ese me free back e kra. So anya lie no. Na free be 5 times ni na wontimi nwuram. Ye kwa see show. Ana ahemfo. Etie. Nana obelande.
Lawyer.
Nana yonko.
Money Japa.
Ejima ye.
Ejima ye. We put the number and say, card now within do I have time limits? Because many are they come a day, no post your money. And answer me, I mean,
okay, what bit me post to now? What I was saying is cut it into 2. What cut it into 2? Me send the address number. Now what?
And I send the address, mommy, and
now what's sending it by ABR recorded delivery and as a special delivery. Just in case it's a allegation, you must one send there was in the evidence here. Next week.
Okay. Okay, Pacha,
Okay, that's it.
Pacha, and I say me Kondi and
Oh, we are not shaking. Why?
no shaking.
Aye. Yes, it's a unim. Your friend is saying, yes, it's a unim. A friend is a magic year. And you would your bunny each no. Don't worry.
Oh, sir.
Aye.
Oh, me say, send me. Lawyer, that day, or maybe I should say, it's an idea.
What the catcher and 7 Ashton, you are my son to go and castle. Oh, boom, the cry, Messaba, who best have been Messaba, who boom beam until Samatimeka.
And
Uber boom, I'll be break. Messa, and the time will come with me to your booby. Not just I take a be a code bed.
we have proof of anything to me.
That's right. Yeah, to go train.
To come here.
Yeah, that's if he. Why? Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What currently been a deal with security?
Okay.
Now, previously, I don't know my mommy. And I'm my friend, son number one. Now, my first are not me until recently within a week. And I'm afraid, and I mean, one of your guys was here from Kevin, Mr. Kevin. Yeah, and I'm in Kasai. See, or mommy, send an email address to be, or send an email address to be, mommy. And my sending email, I have said everything I want to discuss with you in the email. And see, if only when you get the email, my person became an issue. Now, I want to use you as my solicitor.
No problem. We'll be happy to assist you. Not worries at all. We will also respond to the email by Tuesday for you because of the bank holidays.
Okay, no problem. Because the person who introduced you to me spoke very highly of you.
Oh, thank you very much. And thank the person as well.
Pardon?
We say thank you and we thank the person as well.
Okay. He really, I had certain frustration with a certain solicitor who is frustrating my issues and stuff. And I discussed it with him. He's my good brother of mine, and I discussed it with him, and he spoke highly of you.
Yes.
He spoke very, very highly of you, and then gave me your number, which I tried severally. I couldn't reach you until within the week, I think Tuesday or so. I got that Mr. Kevin guy, and then he explained to me why possibly things are. And then he asked me to drop an email, and then you will respond, and then we arrange a meeting, and possibly I come and hand over everything to you, and then you take it on from there.
Fantastic.
So even as yours, he told me that you do certain shows on live and certain where I will get you to speak to you. So I said to him, he should send me the link, and then I was looking here, I realized that he had sent me the link, and then I saw you, and I am watching your show. And then I saw the same number he gave me under it that I should call, and I call. I think it's my third time trying, and then third or fourth time trying, and then I've got to speak to you. So I'm calling to let you know that I've dropped you an email.
Okay.
And my friend who spoke highly of you has sent me the link, and he's watching, so he keeps telling me I should call, and then he's listening to me now as I'm speaking to you.
Oh, okay. That's nice of him.
Yeah. So. Possibly you will respond to my email, and then we'll take it on from there.
By all means, we will do that. And also, thank you very much for your patience. Sometimes it's not easy reaching us, as you can see even from the show. The questions and calling, and some people are unable to get through. It's a pity, but we try to do the best that we can to assist everyone as we can. So if you were very patient, you called us, you couldn't get us, but you didn't give up. You kept calling until you get us. So that shows that you are determined and you have faith in us as well. We have had cases. Yesterday I was speaking to one gentleman. The funny thing is, he lives at Kent, and he said that when he had the case, he was going to come to me, but when he looked at the distance, he decided to cut corners and go to someone else who is closer. Now, everything is messed up. As soon as he got messed up, the journey is not longer anymore. He is able to travel. to come to me.
You cannot travel to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's better to go to the right places. Do not think that this is a shortcut. You know, it's a price to pay. And also being patient, sometimes it does help. Because I know this lady, I will never forget, Irish Kearsley. He said that patience moves mountains. When she said it, I didn't understand it. But I had to sit down and think about it before I could understand what she meant by that. You know, so you have to be patient. Once you are patient, there's no obstacle that you cannot overcome. So sometimes, you know, the speed that we may want, do not, you know, think that, you know, it's not at the pace that I want and therefore it's not enough. Sometimes you have to be a bit patient as well. And in the end, the door will open for you. So I thank you very much for your patience. It's not everyone who have that patience. Someone could have given up, but you never give up on us. We will never give up on you. We will ensure that, you know, the referral is justified in all means. And you're not just going to be a client, you become part of the family. Because there are people that if I'm sleeping and they call me, I have to pick. Because they are not just a client, they are a family. You know? And also the message, Kevin has passed it to me. So I'm also happy that you've called. And the person that made the referral, the wife is a family to me now. He is a family to me now. And therefore we are family. You see,
he as a matter of fact, he sent me your Facebook link now and asked me to call now, and he's beating on me. Call him.
Yes.
I said I'm trying. I tried 3-4 times. I'm not getting, but I'll keep trying.
That's right.
And then hopefully he'll pick my call.
Yeah.
So I have categorized everything. I said I want to tell you in the email.
Okay.
Now all I'm looking forward for is a meeting with you.
Fantastic.
And then we take it from there.
Fantastic. We will do that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for calling and thank you very much for your patience. You are a blessing to me already. You are a blessing to me already. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello. You have last call and you have you run away. Hello? Hey, Kofi Amponsa Mitchell. Net is saying. Oh, Yankopon, I don't know Paibo.
During the week, it doesn't make my now.
Oh, about Bedru last week, Yafana say, and Maya made a Yamiasa. Oh,
one question, Patrol said, oh, yeah, death certificate, but we are the Panachino area, one is or which may end up there.
Death certificate now what can one say? Anybody who will chrome and answer Ghana. Okay. Ghana no. We say Ghana is a place and normally no. Obi wua bibia koye Accra. Everything Accra. Enti baby a wo kra no. Some register death na still no. Ombesa be aba Accra General Register Office. Ano ma finalize. Name information about death certificate in the sono. And when a fact, and it said depending will be recuma, yentimi control cry, and to bear deaths and make sure the person passed away at Berekum, Holy One Hospital. Exactly. And you know, information now, event, you know, and it will be recorded as it is. You know, so it will not really make any much difference. But baby any penny we are normally no. So who ever hospital member medical certificate of death. And sana wako with the district in any penny we you know. Wako register. Na no kranum bi omsa de ba Accra and mo finalize no. And sana yama certified copy. And you know so baby owu ye no e better so record no ma omaye ni nyina. Why?
Tuesday mobile.
Enyade, nyame o la ila la Muhammadu Rasulullah. Whether I see Baba. But before so back no. Oh, okay. Can we send a question be but went me am fakota anya na sem kwan. Enti no. Ye di djumadi no beba na wie. Na me adoma next week ye besai ehie bi. obi anya careful ekromu a enema ekoso enema ya yehu okromu a because of kasa bebre nkrofo kenti say student visas ho abansem pi tier 2 visas ho abansem pi ubedru airport a questions be busa wa anya careful wa no kopape asemaba within 24 hours ye besa do akọ last Thursday 2 days etwemu ya ye de Ghana fo bebre kofi enti no yenye ahweyi ade aye ya ma o forms information and the course ni ne se ka witiri me nko jeja ho enko totom papa so because se o ba na so ba be adwuma ni ebusa question na akototo papa so a eni nipa na the sponsorship ne ma no onso so no de ne nko akoto asem o ma eni abanya ho ebni ba ne so a obi ayama o mo so sponsorship from dia ma obi biara na obi ano eni e ba nkrofo ho na afei no ebesei nkrofo ne ma enti ebe shremo one kasade wo ye ne take pride in what you are doing and be aware of what you are doing. And yes, we join you with a simple question. I got to papa so was in who immigration me home check me home so that be yan is and your best never be a and he say you did agro as you taking it serious. And you know me the a new jump coin. Now me adoma next week ye beside a shebe. Meeting a David Dark on Justice and Law Solicitors. 35B 49 Efra Road, Brixton, London, SW21BZ. Your telephone number is 07538969589 and that's 0207993596. Medi Yakopon, Ejamina, Yami Insha. Because of the one and you, Sabafobia, Mukanaka, also. I will be from with the middle of baby. I'm more than said, Coco. I'm on my job to see any focus service ones or buying more phone you are very much. A baby too many of us are with the massive, the tea and another number. Janama Sutra and say, be a very for my Masuma Junior. Warrior cheese and for me, I bet you send my farmer cable up on the Tiana, who are giving your done what the china, my woman. It is a whatever we puzzle. Tiana now, you are really no one to the Chiana. In the picture, my jewel. Mary man is in here, and now you're dear tattoos. You give me dog more, baby. Papa Juma, Emia. They are coma, Emia, making me boys, says you're Nikoma for me. In a grass and money, I ring it. It's in an inside cosand in a parasa. She was inside the bank from the same team, they don't come upon mine. She also what I want from them. I'm a what, yes, you're going to the do catch the bomb one the tears is you and you are born. I grab a fire. I'm done now for you. Welcome to catch a very much a problem crush and say a busy. It is a whatever we pass. See them now. You know I've been feeling no one point at your cheek. It is a whatever we pass. See them now. Because of the one and you, Sabafobia, who come and look at also, this you are wrong, I will be from. With the middle of baby, I'm more than said, Coco. I'm on my job to see any focus service ones or buying water phone you are very much. A baby to many of us are with the massive, the tea and another number. Janama Sutra and say, be a very for my Masuma Junior. Warrior cheese and for me, I put it in my farmer cable up on her. As Tiana, you're giving your done what the china, my command.
Yeah.